Let this be a lesson to all of you. Never touch a wild animal with weird-looking, glowy black seaweed sprouting out from its skin. It's just gonna curse you. Princess Mononoke, released in 1997 and is directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who is the prominent director behind the anime studio Studio Ghibli, and has directed such films like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, The Boy and the Heron, Ponyo, and Kiki's Delivery Service. And the reason why we're talking about Princess Mononoke today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a longtime contributor and supporter of this channel, Dr. Camp. Thank you very much for this recommendation. Looks like you have, within that large bundle that you sent me earlier this year, you had a small little bundle of all these anime films that I have never seen before. I'm kind of new to the whole Studio Ghibli or Ghibli. Is that like GIF or GIF? Like, am I saying it correctly? Probably not, because I'm just an old person and young people out there are like, God, Caleb, you're such an idiot. But I'm new to most of the Studio Ghibli, is what I'm going to go with. Studio Ghibli films. I've seen a couple of them. I have seen and reviewed The Boy and the Heron a couple of weeks ago. I have seen Spirited Away, but I have not heard it, and that's one of the recommendations that I'm going to be getting to later on this week, and I'll tell you the story about why I have seen it. I have not heard it when we get to that review, but for the meantime, thank you very much, Dr. Camp, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Dr. Camp and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like I did with Dr. Camp here. In the ancient land of Japan, the young prince known as Ashitaka kills a gigantic demonized boar that is threatening to attack his small village, and in the process gets cursed by the demon because he touched it. Now the only way to save his life is for him to travel east, to where he can hopefully meet up with the deer god, who's the only thing on this planet who could possibly cure a demonic curse. And along his journey he comes across the warring feuds between the forest creatures and the clan of humans who specialize in iron, who are consistently at war with each other. But there is one person who does end up aiding him in the end, and that is this strange, lone human girl who wanders the forest all by herself. Well, not by herself, with her 3 wolf friends. You have the gigantic wolf, and then the 2 little baby wolves. And her name is San, and she hates humans, even though she's a human herself. Little bit of an oxymoron there. I don't think she realizes it, but you know what? This whole character situation, this whole conflict that Ashitaka finds himself in, leads to a breathtaking and brilliant story. I have not been super impressed with Studio Ghibli, at least from all of the hype that I've heard from everyone recommending everything, and then seeing just a snippet of the filmography of Studio Ghibli. I haven't been that impressed, but now that I've watched this one, this is the standard. This is the bar that I'm going to be comparing all of the other feature films that have come out of this studio against, because this, in terms of emotional impact, in terms of animation, in terms of story, conflict, messages behind the things that are going on in this film is perfection, and it is excellent. It's a beautiful story about these humans coming to terms with their handmade, man-made, hard iron, warlike creations that they use for fighting. They have iron, they have these special guns that they're creating to kill demonic boars that come a-running down the mountainside in the forest. But they also learn, or at least some of them learn, to embrace the naturalistic world around them, and the forest around them, and all the earthly creatures that also have a stake on this planet. I just love messages like that has a human embrace both the modern human man-made world and the naturalistic world and combine them. One's not better than the other, it's just all existing around you, and you should accept everything that is around you because this is the only planet that we have. Love that message. And then we get into the animation for this film, and I just think it's gorgeous. And there are sections in here that I find extremely compassionate. There's a moment where Ashitaka is just drained of all of his strength. San has taken him to kind of like the central hub of the deer god, this lake with this little tiny little island in the middle of it, takes him there, and then she has this like old deer meat or some type of protein, but he's too weak to chew it because it's so hard, so she chews it herself and then feeds it to him. Whereas I'm saying that out loud sounds gross and disgusting, but seeing it in action, it was such a tender moment. And I'm like, this is animation. Like, this is anime from 1997. And that's like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Either that, or I've somehow unlocked a strange kink that I didn't know I was into, so you learn about yourself. But I also love how adult this animation is. It is difficult for me to watch anime because my recollection of anime is watching Pokemon every morning before I went to elementary school. So it's kiddish, it's fun, everyone walks out of it well and in good health by the end of the episode, so everything is all hunky-dory. So to see an anime like this just be so hardcore and adult and graphic, there are moments in here where Ashitaka takes his bow, fires it at the people shooting at him, and you see limbs just be cut off, heads being severed, hands being shot through. And it's not gory or graphic, but you do see just this arm flailing on the grass, and you're like, holy shit. This movie means business. It's a splendid film. The music, I think, impacts everything as well. And I just love this character's journey, going from one place to the other and having an impact on all of the cultures and all of the groups of people that he gets invested in. The Iron Clan loves him. The Boars learn to respect him and come around to like, okay, this guy is okay. He's not causing us harm and he's fine. Of course, his village loves him and doesn't want to see him die, but with this weird curse that he has growing through his skin, it's inevitable. And then to see his love relationship grow with San throughout the film. And actually by the end, it's not much of a spoiler, and this film is almost 30 years old, so lay off me, people. But I love his little, like... I'm gonna say it. I love his little fuckboy relationship that he has with San, where she's like, I still hate humans, I'm gonna go live in the forest. And then he's like, I'll go live with the Iron People, but occasionally I'll come out and see you. That's great. That's good for you two. Just, you know, good old-fashioned friends with benefits, and yeah, it happens occasionally, no strings attached, you go your separate ways afterwards. Yeah, that's the arrangement you just want. Princess Mononoke was a surprise to me. I was not expecting to be so emotionally invested, and to have a film that had so many great lessons that affected me emotionally. Like, this film is beautiful. It's fantastic. I can't think of a single terrible thing to say about it. And in that case, if I can't think of anything, then I'm going to give Princess Mononoke 5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
So guys, have you seen Princess Mononoke? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.